Can you describe your family, ages, and genders, please?
My family consists of me, 20 years old, male, my mom, female, 51, and then my dad, male, 54, and then my sister, female, who is 24.
Perfect. What are some traits of your family?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you guys have any, like, specific things you guys do? Like, does, like, for, like, the male, for instance, do they do, like, more, like, manly work around the house, whereas the females, like, do, like...
I'd say so. Me and my dad usually handle, like, the yard work and, like, that kind of stuff. And, like, we have a cabin up north, so we do a lot of work up there. Like, built a deck. We rebuilt our deck, and, like, we're, like, remodeling everything and stuff. But then my mom and sister usually just, like, cook dinner for us. I know it's kind of cliche, but it's kind of what they do, and they help clean out. But my sister doesn't really do much anyways, so...
I remember you saying that your sisters, yeah. How does your family, like, interact, like, and communicate?
I think we communicate pretty well. I mean, sometimes me and my dad have troubles getting our point across, like what we actually mean, and like what we say can be misinterpreted. But for the most part, you know, we kind of friendly chirp each other, you know, type thing, and we like to like play fun and not like make fun of each other, but you know, we're all okay with our weaknesses and we know that, so like we point it out and it's out there, so there's no problems with it.
Do you guys have any, like, medical problems that you have a history of?
Including my extended family or just?
Like, just, like, in your immediate family.
So I have celiac disease, which means I can't eat gluten. I got that in high school about 5 years ago. And then my sister has type 1 diabetes. She got diagnosed with that in high school like 8 years ago. And then my mom has Crohn's disease. She's had that for a long time, and that's just like led to a bunch of GI like issues and problems. And then my dad has had skin cancer. So yeah, we're definitely not the most healthy family in that way. A lot of autoimmune disorders and stuff, but.
So, like, does anyone in your extended family have, like, Crohn's disease and, like, celiac disease as well?
Well, my aunt, so, like, on my dad's side, she's, like, gluten intolerant. She doesn't have, like, the full celiac disease. And then my dad's brother, so, like, my uncle also has Crohn's disease. And then my mom's father has type 2 diabetes. But other than that, that's kind of the big ones.
Does your family have, like, a lot of strengths or weaknesses?
I think our strengths kind of come from, like, I feel like my dad, like, I know my parents' college friends, and they always kind of describe my dad as, like, not, like, goofy, but, like, you know, like, the funny guy who, like, they enjoyed being around, and, like, I try and do that too. I don't know if I'm successful or not, but we're also pretty laid back. I definitely get that trait from like my parents and how they raised me, just to like win some and lose some, you know, kind of just deal with it and live your life. We're also pretty accepting of others, but weaknesses obviously are health, genetics. Trying to think what else. I don't know, some, like, when we get invested in something, we kind of care too much, and then, like, only focus on that until it's, like, done, and then, you know, we might, like, be oblivious to something else, you know, something, like, really obvious, but, like, since we were focused on one minor detail, kind of impairs that.
Yeah. So, like, where exactly does your family live, like, your parents?
Where they live?
Mm-hmm. Like, in what town?
Eagan, Minnesota, so about an hour and 20 minutes north of here. But we've lived there my whole life. my sister lives at home right now. She graduated college 2 years ago. I guess like a year and a half. But yeah, I don't think there's any plans of moving either. And I don't know if you consider our cabin like a second home, but during the summer, like both my parents are teachers. They have the whole summer off. They go up there like for 5 days every week, and I'm kind of just like stuck at home in the summer by myself, you know, suffering with my sister. Just kidding. But
so can you like describe like how you grew up, like the not like the environment type of deal, but like kicked to, cause like you said, like in the summertime, like when you're a child, like did you always go stay up in the cabin too?
Mm-hmm.
When you like didn't have a job at the time, and then.
Oh yeah, I mean I wish I could go up, you know, all the time, and like I wish I could live up there for like the whole summer, but it's obviously not reasonable. But yeah, we'd go up almost like every weekend of the summer and some during the school year. I think I was properly educated. I was like very fortunate to have, you know, really good teachers all throughout elementary, middle, and high school. I think my parents kind of guided me to like the right friend group, so that kind of helped shape who I am. I think I get a lot of, like, I can tell when I go back home that like how I talk to my friends here is how my friends talk back at home and all that kind of stuff. But
did you like having your parents as your teachers? Like,
yeah,
well, in the same
helped.
school? Yeah.
Well, not in the same school.
You guys, no?
No, I never was in the same school, but like my mom's a math teacher, and she helped me out a ton with math. And then my dad is a band and general music teacher, and kind of forced me to play the trumpet, 'cause that's what he played. So I kind of hated that for a while. I liked it, but I also hated it. And then he finally let me quit and live my own life, which was nice. But other than that, also, I grew up, I guess we still have it, we have a sport court in our backyard. My dad really likes basketball. I really like basketball, so like having that there growing up, always like, you know, all the neighborhood kids always wanted to come to our house and play and like kind of help me become a better basketball player, obviously, and stuff.
So you had a pretty fun childhood then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No problems with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous. So like, did your families like grow up differently? Like, did any of your parents like live on a farm in the childhood, or?
Yeah. So well, my mom didn't really like live on the farm, but they had a farm, and she'd go and like work with that, with her like uncles, and then she lived up north in Hibbing, which is like a pretty small town. Everyone kind of knew each other. Then my dad grew up in South Minneapolis, and I think that's what it was, but he went to like Edison High School, and like both my parents weren't in, like, they were kind of in like the lower class, and like sort of like they didn't always like have the money to go and do stuff, but they definitely had enough to like live, you know, the basic needs and stuff. But considering how I live, that's very different, because they both went to college and have a good career and have had that career for a while, so definitely thankful for that. And my dad's taught me, or told me, I guess, a lot of his experiences as a child and how they were like way harder than me, and how I shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough, you know, but
yeah. So you answered my next question. It's like, how like did that like affect you? Like, do your parents like give you a hard time for like having to use your life and yeah. So like, what is your social class then? Would you say upper middle class?
probably now upper class, just because like, you know, as they teach longer, they get paid more. So, I mean, growing up, we were just in the middle class, upper middle class, but now I guess we're evolved. But
do you like identify with a political group at all?
I don't care about politics whatsoever.
Nice.
Like zero. Like, I didn't vote, and I'm proud of that. I don't care. I'm sorry.
At least like you're open like to say that though.
Yeah.
You're not like.
No one should. I don't care if you try and push your political agenda on me. I'm just like.
Yeah.
Sorry. But my parents are both Democrats, and they're pretty strong about that, but they never try and influence me whatsoever. They're kind of just like, you do whatever you want, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's good. So, do you think your household is a safe environment to share feelings and opinions?
Yes.
It's like if you like need support and stuff, like who do you go to? Do you go to your mom or?
I can definitely go to anyone. There's no one that like would turn me away, you know. But I'd probably go to my mom because she's always like texting and calling me. She definitely misses me and she loves to hear my voice. But so if I ever have a problem, I usually go to her first because it makes her feel better too. You know, knowing that she can be there for me. But
So like you like said earlier too that you're very like sarcastic with your family. So do you think that like you like point out each other's like weaknesses? Do you think it's like your sister, for example? Do you think that she would be openly able to like share like her emotions or like what's wrong with it? Because she might be afraid that you guys might be like sarcastic towards it or like make fun of it.
I'm not that close with my sister. We never really were. Just because she'd piss me off all the time and like get me in trouble even though she'd do something wrong. But like whenever I'm back at home, I'll talk to her and she'll like talk to me about like her boyfriend and like how crappy work is, you know, and all this stuff. So she like unloads and vents to me and stuff, and I'm like an active listener and stuff, you know. I'm not just sitting there on my phone like I don't care. But she'll never like call or text me, you know, unless something really important happens and she needs someone to talk to. But she definitely is okay with sharing her weaknesses, I think.
That's good.
I mean, we all might team up on her, but we're family,
Yeah.
so she's gonna have to deal with that.
I think it's like important to be sarcastic too because it builds like, character, I guess. I don't know, it makes you like a stronger person, like makes you have like thicker skin, so so you say there's like pretty good like open communication like within your household. Are you involved in any like community groups at all?
Me personally or my family?
You and, well, I guess your family as well, yes.
I'm trying to think if I'm really not, but, you know, like my parents are like in the school systems in Apple Valley and Inver Grove Heights. So that, both my parents go to church in Egan. I haven't been there in a long time. But other than that, I think that's kind of the only organizations that they belong to.
Is there any conflict that like arises since you like don't attend church but your family does?
No, I was just talking to my dad about that the other day, about how like they didn't like force me, but they kind of forced me just to be confirmed as a Catholic because that's what they are. You know, I didn't ever have a choice, and me and my dad used to get in like a ton of arguments when I was younger because I never wanted to do. He like homeschooled me for church school, and I'd always piss him off just because I was the instigator and I loved to get, you know, him all riled up and stuff. So I always said that I was gonna like switch to like Hinduism or like become like a Buddhist or something just to piss him off. But I don't know. In the end, I kind of just went with whatever they wanted, and it's not like it affects me in a bad way, but
yeah, it's time consuming. I know I said to do CCD too. Do you feel like you contribute to society?
Yeah, I mean, I think getting an education and stuff here, like thinking out in the future, me getting this education, I'll be able to like help a ton of other people get better, you know, so I'm contributing that way. These classes, you know, we have to volunteer a lot and do experiential learning and stuff, so I've been working in Madelia a lot. I shouldn't even say working, I've been volunteering in Madelia a lot and like giving back that way. You know, I always try and do like the right thing. I'm not gonna like litter a bunch, you know, and stuff, and usually if I see something on the ground, I'll like pick it up, other than that, contributing to society. I don't know if there's anything other than that.
Yeah, no, that's good. So like you said that your sister, she graduated from college and she's like living at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what did she graduate with then?
I've asked her probably like 12 times and I still don't remember, but it's like something in business marketing with an emphasis on graphic design and something else, but I don't know what it is. End goal, she kind of wants to like design like the layout of like a Target store or something, or like a dress, something more towards that, but she's got to get some experience first before she can do that.
So she couldn't like working right now, like within what she graduated with?
No, she's like a recruiter. She's part of like recruiting agency called C4 Technology, and that is not what she wants to be doing. She is not liking it, but she needs to work there for like half a year to a full year in order to like gain the experience to like use to apply to like big girl jobs, like real world stuff.
Yeah. That's like stressful though, like to go through all the schooling and stuff to do experience.
Yeah.
How does your family adapt to change?
I don't know. I think sometimes, depending on the situation, we'll tackle it like head on, and just be like, okay, like we're gonna have to deal with that. Like, when I got diagnosed with celiac disease, my mom quickly went out and bought like all new kitchen utensils and appliances, that were gluten-free. I had my own toaster and like all this stuff. And then when my sister got diabetes, we had to like change finances towards that and like emotionally like supporting her because like she was not happy about that and all that kind of stuff. But we haven't had a big change in our family in a while. But sometimes, we'll like not want to deal with it at all. Or at least I won't. Me and my sister won't. But I think my parents are really good at just accepting the change is what it is and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah. When you moved to college, like was that like difficult on your parents at all, or?
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot to say that.
Oh no, you're fine.
I mean, when I first moved, it was they were empty nesters because my sister was still a senior in college, so they really missed having at least one kid home, and I'm like the youngest. There's no one else, so my mom definitely missed cooking for me and baby. She'd always complain that like I never cooked for myself or something, but now that I'm gone, whenever I come back home, she's always like, what do you need me to make for you? And like always, what do you need me to get? And
yeah.
They're really supportive that way, but I can tell they miss me because she's always texting me and calling me.
Cute.
Leave me alone.
It's like, what are the roles in your family?
I guess everyone kind of is like a caregiver depending on, whoever is sick. Both my parents are breadwinners. They don't compete that way. They just share that and pool everything together. I'd say everyone in the family shares decision making, or at least me and my sister have an influence on my parents, but like if it's a big decision, they're obviously going to have final say, type thing. Like I'll be like saying like, I really need a new car, like my sister's crashed it 4 times and like I just don't fit in it. I need like an SUV. They're like, okay, well, do you have the money to buy? I'm like, I have some of it, they're just like, okay, we'll wait until after college and then we'll like talk about it, and I just kind of have to deal with that, I can't really get through to them that much in that kind of way, but I'm trying to think other roles. I think my mom and my sister definitely bring up like discussion about feelings and emotions. I mean, my dad will like relay on to that, type thing, but other than that, I can't really think of any other.
That's fine. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think, yeah. I'm done.